Hello, hello. So we are live. Welcome everyone to that is watching this hangout. One thing you'll see about Romeo and I and our fantastic, amazing tribe is we are completely unscripted, and so we have had a few technical difficulties, but that is
Because we
all
tried scripting
cool.
it. Because we tried.
What we're doing here today is we're actually going to be diving in because we've had a lot of questions about this workshop. So if you don't know what this workshop is about, that's okay. We're going to go through what it's about. If you've seen the video and have questions, then this is definitely for you because we're going to answer those questions. And we actually have something really special happening because we're actually doing an extension of the deadline to join the workshop. So what we're doing is something called the No Resolutions Workshop. And just one moment, I'm just going to, there we go. Thank you very much.
A little house. Mute
Before I get into that, before I get into the No Resolutions Workshop, probably should introduce us. So my name is Kat Zapanta. This is my amazing husband, Mr. Romeo Zapanta. And we're coming to you from Costa Rica. So you can see like our crazy cabin here with our fans, and maybe you can hear the crickets and stuff. Maybe you'll see some bugs, maybe some scorpions or something. No cats though, because the cats are downstairs. And we have our amazing tribe on the panel here. It's the Pura Vida Project Leadership Tribe, which we work with, and these are our leaders in the tribe. So I wanted to welcome you on. Thank you so much, Dave, for being on. Hello. Miss Hannah, thanks for coming on, Hannah. And Rochelle and Brandon, thank you so much for being on. So they're going to come out a little bit later on to talk about the workshop and to talk about Empower Network. But let us dive right in. So, you know, we're calling this the No Resolutions Workshop. I've had way too much coffee. And pretty much what it's about is that personally, because of previous experience, I am a person that I don't really believe in resolutions, New Year's resolutions. And it's not to say that I don't believe in change. It's not to say I don't believe in making decisions and new commitments, because I think that is absolutely amazing. But I think that there is kind of this subconscious thing that sometimes happens when we make New Year's resolutions. And it's also because of what I saw a lot as a personal trainer in the fitness industry. You know, I worked in a gym, like a large-scale gym, and Romeo and I we were going there for like 5 or 6 years. We were like regular members there. And what would happen is January, it would be packed full, like totally packed full. So many people, really fantastic, right? People are making decisions, making changes in their lives, and that's really amazing. But sometime around Valentine's Day, and I don't know if it's because they start selling a lot of candy and a lot of chocolate and stuff at the stores, but for some reason, Valentine's Day was like that kind of time where afterwards, a lot of people would stop going. And the gym would get quieter and quieter and quieter, and by March, it was back to like the regulars. It was back to the people that were always there, back to the people that were consistent, back to the people that were hitting goals and, you know, really there and committed, right? And, you know, it kind of sucks, right? Because it's not really about, like, I want people to be able to go for their goals and their dreams. And, you know, looking back on my own life too, I also kind of saw a pattern in my life where, you know, I would have New Year's resolutions. And the thing is that year to year to year, they would be the same. You know, I would have the same resolutions. And it's almost like they would carry over. And every year they would carry over. And, you know, what I'm kind of alluding to here is this kind of almost like this subconscious thing that would happen where I would almost expect myself to fail after a certain point because I felt like I had failed so many times in the past and kept kind of carrying forward these resolutions that now making a New Year's resolution had this underlying feeling of automatic failure because I was waiting for the new year. And when I look back on my life, because I did make certain changes, you know, I made changes in my health, for example, like I struggled with weight gain. And when I finally made the decision, it was like in July, in the middle of the year, and I just made a decision and I started to do things differently in my life. And from that point, I changed a lot of things about my health. I lost weight, I became healthier, I became stronger, I became more fit. And so I knew that it wasn't really about waiting for the next month or the next year. It was about now, right? It's always about now. And I know we all hear these cliches, we hear all these things people say about the time is now and all this stuff, but it is actually true. And looking back to, our own story with Romeo and I, we made a decision and I will never forget the day. It was October 2011, and we were sitting in a coffee shop. We were reading this exact book, because this is the exact book that we have, and as you can see, it's all tattered. It's full of bugs and some mold because of like the changes in climate here. And it's all beat up and stuff, but this is the original copy that we have of the 4-Hour Workweek that we were reading in October 2011, and I remember Romeo was holding it, and I was sitting across from him at the coffee shop, and it was one of those moments. He's sitting, right, he's reading it, and he just goes like this. It's time. And it was like this very like powerful moment. And the funny thing is, in that exact moment, I was like, shit, like, he's like serious. And it was like this all-consuming fear, right? I was like, okay, like, I've never seen him like this. Like, I've never seen him say this, right? Because Romeo at the time was working as a fast food manager for 11 years, and we had been together for 10 years. And so he had been at his job longer than our relationship, so I never knew him even outside of that job. So it was kind of this thing in our life that was very consistent, right? And I felt this fear, like, what will our life be like if we don't have, this kind of form of stability in it? But the look in his eye, right, and reading this book, it's like it opened so much possibility. And from that point, we made a decision to go for our dreams. We made a decision to change our lives. And so he quit his job, like just like he said he would that day, and totally terrifying. And we sold our place, we sold our stuff, and we, the thing is, we did it backwards. We were like, let's just figure it out. If Tim Ferriss says that this is possible, why not? Right? We knew that, like, one of the scariest things was one of the questions he asks in the book is, what is the cost of inaction? Right? Because people always talk about, what if you go for your dreams? What if you make these changes? And these are really good questions to ask, but also have, the courage to ask, what if you don't change? What if you don't make a change, make a new decision, take a new action? What is the cost of that inaction? What will your life look like in 5, 10 years? And that question became this powerful question in our life that became this like huge catalyst, because here we were, 10 years later, and our first conversation was about how we wanted to go for our dreams of travel. Like, we each individually had that. When we met, we were just sharing our dreams together. And then somewhere along the way, we kind of suppressed them. Huge bug on my head. And
I have to turn one of those coils on in just a moment.
And totally lost my train of thought.
Mosquito coil. That's what I'm saying.
And so we were like, we can't wake up in another 10 years because things aren't getting better, right? Our life isn't really changing. And so it became a moment in our life where we made a powerful decision. And it had nothing to do with the new year. It had nothing to do with tomorrow, with the next day, with a Monday, with a new week, with a new month. It was now. It was like now or never.
Yeah.
And
it was funny because I used to wear these shoes. They were super oily, right? They were kind of like my work shoes, work safety shoes, right? So every day I would go to work with them, put them on, and they'd be super oily and super, like,
gross.
Pretty much just gross and disgusting, right? So that night, I go to work, right? That night when, when I was reading the book and I closed it, I was just like, no, that's it.
His last day.
My last day. So I go to work, and then my last day, just like right when I close the store, I throw out my shoes. And she was like,
oh, he's serious. And those oily shoes he would keep at the store, because he worked over a grill, right? So they had like deep fryers and stuff. And those shoes were really gross, but he would wear them every day. But I saw him throw them out, and I was like, shoot, like, we're really doing this.
It was like,
he wouldn't throw those out.
It was like, a night of silence.
I know. And then from there, it's like we did figure things out. And, what we want to share with you is we're actually going to dive into a presentation here. We just wanted to share some of that story with you, because we always talk from experience. We always talk from our own experiences of going through these changes in our lives, and what we've actually, it's not about sharing about someone else's story, about someone else what they did. It's actually about, you know, what we experienced in our lives. So what we're doing here is we're doing something called the No Resolutions Workshop. And, you know, it's December, right? Beginning of December. Today is December 3rd. And we were going to actually start it today, but we decided to do was we're actually going to be extending it. We're extending the time frame of when you can join this because we've got so much feedback, we've gotten so many questions and so many people interested, and we want to answer those questions for you today. So that's what we're doing here. So this No Resolutions Workshop is literally the opportunity to be able to work with us in our tribe and learn from all of the things that we kind of stumbled through when we got started. So I mentioned to you that, you know, we read this book, The 4-Hour Workweek, and we were like, you know, we'll just figure it out. And the thing is, we dove in like head first, and we just went and we were so hungry for it that we literally overcame so many obstacles of information overload, of trying so many different things before we started to really figure out what actually works. And, you know, the funny thing is, those things are actually kind of simple, but you can't always see it when there's so much information out there, right? Sometimes it's hard to see what's out there and to simplify things unless maybe you can have someone that has already done kind of what you want to do, and they can show you a simpler method. And this is exactly what we're going to be diving into. So this is a, sorry, just one moment, 4-week internet marketing, coaching, branding, and business workshop. So this is a secret training hangout. This is only released to certain people. So if you're watching this, then you got the secret hangout link because it means you found it somehow. I don't know how you found it. Someone must have brought you here, or we sent it to you, but you are here for a reason. And what we want to share with you is what it really takes to create an income online and make your wildest dreams come true. So in order to do that, we need to tell you pretty much the 3 things we've seen online that makes 97% of people fall flat on their face and quit within 90 days. And these are kind of like those hurdles that a lot of people kind of encounter when they first get started. And these are definitely hurdles that we ourselves encountered. And so we want to kind of demystify all this stuff and get into what actually works. So in terms of the 3 things, the first one is the wrong focus. Most people spend hours upon hours creating websites, adding plugins, coding, buying different themes, buying add-ons, and you know, trying to create this beautiful site, trying to create all these things, and none of that makes money. Okay, and I can tell you that we definitely went down this path where we were doing a lot of things that had nothing literally with creating an income, and it was kind of like busy work. You know, there's a difference between busy work and being productive and doing the things that actually make money.
And the thing is, you know, when you're doing something, let's say you're trying to build a site, right? It'll actually feel like you're doing some work, right? It's like you'll get so consumed by it, right? You'll probably end up having fun as well doing it, but at the same time, you're not going to be making money because building a site does not translate into income, right? Because over time, while you're building that site, you got to be making money at the same time, kind of thing, right? Because I mean, that's just logical, right? But and really, what really makes money is marketing.
Is marketing, yeah. And you know, when we got started, we actually went down the path of creating our own product. We, you know, Romeo created this product from an idea. We were like going back and forth between ideas for like months, just trying to think of an idea where it would even be kind of possible that there would be a market for it. And then we created the idea. You know, we had it shipped as like a physical prototype for us. And then, you know, we got into this like creating a website, right, trying to make it pretty, all of this stuff. And then there was this huge realization, and we're like, well, shoot, like, okay, like, so we have this product, cool, right? We have this awesome idea, we have this awesome site, and we don't have anyone that's looking at it. Like, we don't even know one thing about marketing. We have no idea about how to reach a market of customers that actually want to buy this. And the thing is, you know, based off the story I just shared, we put ourselves in a position where, you know, we quit our jobs. We had to make something work. And so going into this like entrepreneurial world, you learn quickly when you understand that you have to make money, what actually makes money, right? Building,
and you have to keep doing those all the time.
Yeah, and these are called like income producing activities, right? Building a beautiful site doesn't necessarily mean anything. You know, creating a product doesn't necessarily mean anything. Because what are the actual stages you have to get to where you can start to market something that has a market out there that already wants what you have, and to in some way be established in a way where you can start to generate an income from it, right? These are important questions to ask, and these are questions that we stumbled upon months after getting started. You know, if we had kind of figured this out right away, we probably would have found shortcuts, and these are the shortcuts we're sharing with you today. So there's only 3 tools you really need to be successful online. You know, despite what all the noise online says, there's only 3 things you really need. And the key is to being able to put them in place as fast as possible, right? It's not about necessarily spending all, you know, months and months and months creating a website, but actually getting to the point of marketing it, because that's the important part, right? Not the behind-the-scenes stuff, but the actual part where you connect with your target audience, right?
Yeah, and the thing is, you know, you don't even have to learn all that techie stuff. You actually just don't. I mean, there's a lot of things I don't understand about. I mean, I can say that I'm pretty technical, but there's a lot of stuff that I don't understand that's in our business, right? It's just in the background, right? We just don't care about it because we don't have to know it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I don't get. I'm fully willing to admit that.
But it works, right? You don't have to know them.
So 3 things that you need is you need a blog, right? Not just a website, and there's a difference between having a site and having a blog. A website is literally just like a static page, right? It's a static page where there's information on it. And that's great, but what's the difference between a site and a blog? A blog is actually a site that has new content being uploaded onto it consistently, right? And that's why when you look at huge websites and everything, they always have a blog, and it's because search engines like Google, they like blogs, they like new content, they like social interaction on, you know, on your site, and that's what a blog is capable of doing. It's kind of like your home on the internet. This is where you get to brand yourself, and this is where you can start to drive your traffic to.
Yeah, just think of how popular blogging is. Okay, there's people that do travel blogging. There's people that do food blogging. There's people that do like hobbies and stuff like that, and like all these weird things I've never even heard of. But they have them, right? Even those viral blogs and stuff, you know, viral video blogs kind of thing, right? But they're around because they're popular, because obviously Google loves them. All the search engines love them.
Yeah. And then second thing that actually, like, we didn't know this when we started, but once we really found out these kind of 3 crucial pieces, we realized that a lot of people weren't doing this, right? This is kind of like one of those missing pieces that a lot of people have, even if, you know, they're already online. Let's say they have a blog and they have, like, you know, they have an audience, and they're kind of already marketing. They don't have a way to capture contacts. And this is really, really important, because the ability to be able to capture a contact, and what that really means is, you know, being able to get subscribers to an email list, being able to develop the relationship of someone visiting your site. Because it's one thing to have, you know, someone just visiting a site, right? They are only able to develop a relationship with you to a certain degree. If you don't give them the opportunity to be able to, let's say, subscribe to more information, then it's almost like you can never take that relationship to the next step. And being able to do that is one of the most crucial pieces of business. Like, this goes across online and offline businesses. When you can start to develop like a really strong relationship with a following, then this is where, you know, that kind of income producing stuff really happens.
Yeah, and also consider that people, most days people are in a trance, right? So if you talk to them, they'll get real excited about whatever it is that you're doing. But if you don't capture their attention, if you don't capture their information, they'll forget. That's as plain as it goes, right? People forget stuff. I mean, I forget things too, and I'm pretty, you know, I do a lot of things, and the reason why is because I'm kind of, you know,
a little ADD.
Yeah, I'm a little ADD, and I forget stuff, right? I can admit that, and a lot of people do as well. So that's why you need to always capture people's information when they get to your website.
And so the third thing, and this is like this is part of that, is being able to connect with people through an email list. right? This may seem like something like maybe you've heard of email newsletters, maybe you haven't, but this is where that relationship really begins to develop at a deeper level. And this is where, when we actually started to learn more about this and implement this in our business, this is when our business really transformed, like completely transformed. It was like one of those aha moments, those huge aha moments in our business. So these are the three things that took us a long time to figure out, that if we had known when we got started, we probably would have, had a lot of shortcuts along the way. We wouldn't have gone through a lot of the pain that we went through when we first started. So how does that all come together? So what you want to do is you want to create traffic, you want to capture leads, and you want to convert them into sales. This is kind of like the formula in any business, and these are called the 3 C's of marketing. So what do you need? Well, you need traffic, right? You need an audience. You obviously need people. These are like your customers, your clients, right? You need to be able to capture their information in some way, right? They become a lead or like a subscriber on your email list. And then you need a way of being able to provide them value in a way that will make sales so you can make money, but also providing that person with a ton of value, right? Because this is based on actual huge bug on me.
Uh-oh. Should I turn on the coil?
No, that's okay. Sorry, guys. Costa Rica for you. Because this is all about like really developing relationships. I mean, it's not about getting a sale. It's about creating a long-term sustainable business. And the only way you can really do that is by cultivating relationships in business, right? This is also what we learned over time. So this leads to number 2. No one is teaching you the right way to market, right? So when this is kind of something too that we saw a lot, and this is honestly what we did when we started. We didn't understand the idea that this core concept can literally blow your whole world into like a different kind of perspective shift, because I know it did this for me. But a lot of people I find in business that, like, let's say they're struggling in business, or maybe they haven't started a business, but they kind of have this like idealistic approach to business where it's like companies sell to everybody, right? Or a business can sell to everybody. It's not true. What you always want to do, and what is a skill set that we learned, right? And we didn't really, we weren't aware of it up to a certain point, so we couldn't implement it. But once we became aware of it, it changed everything. It's like when you market to everyone, you literally market to nobody. It's kind of like throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping it hits somebody in the face that actually wants what you have, and then that person will come and just buy. It's like some sort of like luck of the draw, like kind of like playing the lottery. Like, I hope someone wants to buy. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
A good analogy here is that, when you're selling Chinese food, or I don't know why Chinese food, it just came out, maybe I want some. If you're selling Chinese food, only sell to people that want Chinese food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, not the people that are looking for Italian.
Yeah.
Right? And there is a distinct difference. So part of this is, and I kind of alluded this to in the beginning, is first, when you're selling something, you need to know that there's an actual market for it. You can't just sell something that, because you like it, you think that everybody will like it. You actually have to do market research. And this is also where it's important to be able to either create something where there's a need for it in the market, where there's people that want to buy it, or franchise businesses, for example, that already have a market, and so they're already kind of working off of an established business, right? So when you know that there's a market out there and you understand that there's passionate buyers, right? All you have to do now is connect with them. This is where you build bridges through marketing by, and connecting with that passionate audience. It's not about marketing to everybody. It's about marketing to a specific group of people that are already looking for what you have, and you're helping them to find it, find you, find your business, find your service.
And we're talking very, very targeted people.
Yeah. So the last thing is lack of mentorship. So not like mentor and ship, but like one word.
No, it auto-corrected it.
And the community. And a community to guide you, support you, and tell you if you're even going the right way, right? So this is what we have here. As you guys see, we work with the leadership tribe here, which is like an amazing supportive community. We literally kind of are like family. We help each other. We support each other. We help each other in masterminding about perspectives and marketing and knowing how to become better. And this helps everybody do things faster, right? When we got started, we didn't really have that. We were kind of on our own. And I can tell you, doing it alone is scary and very demotivating because you don't know if you're doing something right or wrong and kind of going on faith in some way. But if you can kind of ask questions in a place where people have already done what you want to do or are doing what you want to do, then the learning curve is so much faster for everybody, right? Everybody gets to run a lot faster together. And that's what we have here. So how does Empower Network come in, and how does, I already kind of mentioned how the tribe comes in, but what is Empower Network? Empower Network is, it's kind of like a branding tool. It's a branding station, and its flagship product is the Kalatu Premium blog, right? So we mentioned you need a blog, and this blog, though, is literally the best blog I have ever seen. And I'm not just saying that because we've actually tried different blogs. This blog is run by a tech support, right? Empower Network does the tech support for it. They literally do all the techie stuff for us. We do not have to worry about anything. It's literally so easy to set up. They already have all the themes in there that are the best, highest converting themes, because this is an actual for-profit blog, right, where you can sell, because a lot of people don't know this, but you can't actually sell things on all blogs. You have to look at the terms and conditions on that.
Yeah, like if you go on like Blogger or like you know those free blogs like Blogger or like what are the other ones? Typepad, Weebly, and stuff like that. Though you can't actually sell in those, because if you look under the terms and conditions, it's like if your traffic spikes and they kind of see that you're selling something, they obviously want to profit from it because it's a private company, right? It's a business, right?
And it's a free blog.
And it's a free blog, right? Meaning that you can't, I mean, you get what you pay for, right? So if it's free, then you
can't make
they'll
money
shut you down. Yeah.
And on top of that, you know, one thing too we experienced a lot is when we were kind of creating our own blog, like just ourselves, we were paying for hosting, which was like a ton. Not only did it get hacked multiple times, but like Romeo.
It shut down for a few minutes today.
Oh, it got shut down.
Yeah. This morning.
It's like our own kind of other personal vlog. Romeo would be like knee deep in code. I don't even understand code, and I've never had to because we use the Kalatu blog because the tech support takes care of it. So we've never had an issue. Like, it's always working. Everything is great. The plugins always match because you don't always know this, but if you install plugins onto a blog and one of them is not what is it?
It's not compatible?
It's not compatible, the whole site shuts down.
It's not just your site, it's your whole hosting account.
Yeah, everything gets shut down.
If you're a techie, right, if you're a person who's installed stuff, if you guys are aware of like WordPress and stuff like that, right, you know that plugins are evil, right? If you
They
install
can be.
Yeah, it's like if you install one thing, then you pretty much will need to know how to access it from a different point of entry. I'm talking about FTPs and all that stuff, all that techie stuff you probably don't even understand.
I don't get what he's saying.
Yeah.
And I don't have to,
yeah.
which I love. So this is what Empower Network provides. This is it's a blogging platform, right?
And you get media hosting as well.
Yeah, you get media hosting for video, and you don't have to spend months trying to figure everything out, how to make it work, how to put the moving parts together, how to see which plugins are compatible. You literally go into it, you plug and play, you put your own, pictures and everything on it, and there you go. It's done. Like, it's set up. You can map your domain, and it's done. And what you can get to is the most important part in your business, which is marketing. And on top of that, Empower Network is actually where we learned about internet marketing. We learned how to market, how to brand ourselves, about influence, about leadership, and this is really, how we became good at this skill set, because marketing is the one thing that every business needs, right? It's not about the best product, and it's not about, having this amazing idea. Like, we came up with this product idea, but we didn't know how to market it, so it didn't even matter. Like, this is like the kind of the sad thing.
Yeah, it was like, honestly, if you guys saw that product, you'd be like, oh my god, that is so cool, right? But then it wouldn't really matter because we can sell it. We didn't know how.
We didn't know who, like, how to get people to see it, right? Even though we knew there was probably a market for it because we did some research, but still, right? And so many people out there have such amazing messages, have, even ideas, like whether you're a coach, whether you're trying to sell, like even if you're a network marketer and you're trying to sell another product, whether you have, you're an artist, you're trying to sell your art, or photographer, anything like that. If you don't know how to market it, I'm sorry, but you're never gonna, it's not gonna take off because you need to know how to do that, right? So we knew when we figured this out that this is the one thing we needed to focus on, right? So how did we find Empower? Well, we shared that in the story about how we created our product, and literally we were at that point where we're like, okay, well, how do we actually sell this? And so we started to Google how to market a product online, and we found Empower Network because someone was blogging about it and sharing how to market, right? And this is exactly what we needed. So why the workshop? Well, let me just dive into our actual page here. So
is this still sharing?
I think so.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep,
Yeah, we're
you're good.
good. Okay, fantastic. So what we've done here,
So first of all, do you guys like the picture here?
this is Lola.
That's Lola.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
sleeping. She's sleeping.
Yeah, she's sleeping.
So she kind of owns the beach here in front of our place. So if you've seen this page, if you haven't seen this page, then you can get access to it. But pretty much we kind of outline what Empower Network is, about how it's a branding platform, about Kalachi Premium blogging platform, and I want to dive into what this actual workshop is. So what are we actually going to be doing over the 4 weeks? Well, what we want is, again, going back to that idea of no resolutions. We want to help you get started now, right? And we've gotten so many questions and so much feedback that maybe you're still, to those people that are watching, maybe you're still kind of not clear on what to do, where to go. Well, this workshop is meant to solve that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the basics and the foundations of how to get started here, right? Get started, brand yourself, your vision, and your message, and hit the ground running in 2016. So not necessarily starting with New Year's resolutions, but already starting with a change happening, already starting with you already being in business, you already learning the tools and the skill sets and having access to all this amazing information when the new year starts. Think of how much better that feels. Like,
yeah, I think that change will make you feel a lot better.
Yeah, and then
instead of like going with the same pattern and stuff,
And that subconscious feeling of like maybe that, this is another thing that maybe won't work. Well, now you're starting the new year without that. You're starting the new year already in the middle of a change. And I can tell you, like, after we made that decision in October 2011, it was like the new year, we weren't even thinking about New Year's resolutions. We weren't thinking about New Year because we were in the throes of a complete life change that was so amazing and so exciting and such a huge adventure that since then, there has been no, resolutions are not really part of our lingo. It's more like, what's the next goal? What's the next big dream? What else can we cross off our list? So what we're going to be doing is week 1, we're going to dive into your brand vision and message. So I know some of you may be already in business, right? Maybe you are an affiliate marketer, maybe you are a network marketer, maybe you're a coach, maybe you already do some form of business online or even offline, and you don't know how to kind of spread that message. You don't know
or
how.
Maybe you're just a person with some passion,
Yeah, because this is either way, whether you have a business or you don't, right? The way Romeo and I started, we didn't have anything. Like, we didn't understand business. We didn't understand marketing, as I was sharing. And so this would have helped us a lot because we didn't even know what our vision and message was. And so this is what we're going to dive into, because I really believe that every single person has a message within them that they want to share with the world, and it's about discovering that. So that's what we're going to be diving into week 1. Week 2, we're going to talk about creating purpose-driven content. This is that real content where you actually develop a relationship with your audience, right? Where you start to build your brand, where you start to actually create valuable content in your business. And I can tell you, amongst all the noise online, this is really important. This is really where you stand out, and you can stand apart even in the most competitive niches, even in the most competitive marketplace. And we can show you how we've been able to do that, because we are in a competitive niche, right?
Yeah. In fact, it is necessary to be in a competitive niche, because that's how you stand out.
But we'll also show you some ninja stuff like that you can do in any niche.
Of course.
Yep. And week 3, reaching the right market, right? Not marketing to everybody, not throwing spaghetti at every person you see in the face, right?
We're gonna get pretty technical here. Technical and a lot of fun too.
And yeah, we're gonna show you how to build those bridges to this amazing content that you're creating.
Yeah, we're gonna do some Facebook stuff, Facebook Insights, Instagram marketing, a bunch of different cool
YouTube,
stuff. YouTube,
and your blog,
and like a lot of ninja stuff on. I'm not even gonna say. It's just a surprise.
And then week 4 is creating and engineering momentum and the compound effect in your business. And this is that part where you're creating a sustainable business, where you're creating a long-term business, right? Momentum is one of the most important things that you can create. And the thing is, though, that it can only be created when you have that initial foundation, right? That's why this is all laid out the way it is. You need to have your brand vision and message laid out and clear. You have to be clear on the kind of content you're releasing. You have to be clear on who you are reaching. And only then can you create momentum, right? Only then can you actually build a sustainable business. So this is what we're diving into. The way that you can get access, and there's a bunch of like bonuses here. We're going to have PDFs, keynote presentations. You're going to get access to a ton of tools and resources. We have the Pura Vida Project Leadership Tribe Facebook group, which is a private group only for the people that we work with. We have daily accountability assignments. We have weekly hangouts, webinars, off-the-cuff trainings. We have 24/7 group and customer support. We have instant audience formulas of different styles of marketing, from YouTube to Facebook to Instagram to Periscope. 30-minute discovery coaching session with a 90-day action plan. Access to group rotators where you get free traffic leads and sales, special bonuses where we're going to have solo email ad traffic sources with pre-written follow-up emails, special bonus access to our 8-figure mastermind resource center, which is like priceless because there's so much stuff in there. This all really adds up to incredible value, over $2,929 in value. And it's pretty crazy because you can grab it all for $7 for the Kalatu Premium trial, right?
Yeah. So really what you need to do now is just when you click on the claim your spot now, right, just click on it and then just fill out, where is it, right? So it's the Kalatu Premium plus 30-day free affiliate membership, right? So just enter this whole thing out, right? And then I think it's $7. At $7, just get connected and get access now, right? And then when you're in, you'll get taken to a page where it'll show you where to. There's kind of like a startup guide, and then all you need to do is you need to go through those videos. It'll be step by step. It'll be right in front of your face, so it shouldn't be. You won't have to look for it. It'll be there.
So that's what we have here. There's even more information on this page that you can check out. And let's get back into our panelists. So I wanted to briefly bring out some of our panelists here that are part of our leadership tribe, that are amazing leaders within here. We have Dave and Hannah and Rochelle and Brandon. I don't know who wants to pop out first, but let us know some of the things that you think about this and what you're excited about, and about the tribe.
We'll go first. Sure.
Okay.
So this time last year, we're Rochelle and Brandon, the Time Freedom bloggers. We've been in this tribe for a little over a year now, and this time last year we were at a spot similar to where Kat and Romeo, where we didn't like our jobs. We were going to college, trying to get a career going. We knew we wanted more out of life, but it was just nonstop work and nonstop stress. So we craved something different, and we found this tribe. And everything started to change. We went through breakthrough after breakthrough, and being part of this tribe has completely put our life in a new direction. We are now on the road full time. We're in our fifth state. We're in Miami right now. We come from California. We sold our house, we sold our stuff, we got rid of everything, and we put it all into this business. And with this tribe behind us, we've been able to achieve this, and it's been incredible.
Yeah, for several years we tried on our own to have a successful online business. We tried probably 6 or 7 different types of business and tried and failed, but we didn't give up. But what I can say most of all, the difference for us is definitely Empower Networks training and community, as well as the Pura Vida Ship Tribe, because without you guys here to talk to bounce ideas off of, to ask the questions, I don't think we would have made it as far as we did, because we did it alone and did not make it,
Right.
So it's definitely, the value is, it's priceless to have a community like this where we can come together and support one another, get all our questions answered.
It is, and we feel like different people now than we were last year.
Oh
We
yeah.
feel like, I mean, I feel like me now, where before I was this ball of stress and I was just unhappy and working the 9 to 5 and barely had time for my wife, I had time for everything. And now I feel free, and it is just, it
Yeah, we're living
skyrocketed
our
us
dreams.
into our dream, into the life we want. I really feel like without what we have here and without these people who are my family, and I I love these people, and it's completely changed my life. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
happy here.
I love you guys so much. So it's so funny because we were talking about like when we met. It was like over a year ago. We did a hangout, and you were sitting at your computers at your house, and you were kind of like shy and so different. And now it's like you guys are just have these enormous smiles on your face, and your life is just completely different. And it's like so amazing to have seen you go through this incredible transformation and to be able to do this together is absolutely fantastic. So thank you guys so much for sharing. We love you guys so much. I don't know who else who wants to come out next. Dave or Hannah, what you want to share?
I'll go. Hello, everyone. Um, yeah, so I think I joined the tribe in February, beginning of February. It might have been end of January. So it'll be almost a year quite soon, maybe in 2 months. Yeah. So yeah, when I came on board, I had just moved to a brand new country, Australia, and I was like wanting to create this lifestyle, and I love to travel, and I was very, very creative, and there was all these things I wanted to do, but I was like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to achieve them. And I was on a working holiday visa as well, so I was like looking for a job that would like be flexible, and everyone's like, you're not going to find that, and I was like, yeah. And I didn't, but I came across this opportunity instead. So I was like, okay, well, I mean, I've always been really interested in entrepreneurship, starting my own business. So I kind of dived into it. And yeah, I think it was, I'm not going to sit here and say it was like really easy the first few months, because like I found it challenging, but I found that the main things that were stopping me was some of the stuff that we're addressing in this workshop, which is number one, having a vision and having a message, and understanding what you're here and what message you want to bring out to people. I think that's really, really important, and it's taken me a little while to figure out that's actually the core of it, and that's what I needed to hone in on and confirm and stuff. So I think it's really, really great that we're doing that in this workshop, so that you get really clear on that right at the beginning, because that's a huge, huge component, and that's what I'm all about. And then all of the other steps as well, like sometimes getting started online, I think it can be very confusing. It can be a little bit overwhelming. I know when I first got started, I was like, oh, I just didn't know where to start. So having a structure in place where you just can focus on one thing and then just get started really quickly, I think is really great. So I think the workshop is awesome. And also just a little bit more about where I am now and how I've been able to leverage this. So that was my first step into entrepreneurship, was through Empower Network and through starting my business online. And what I've actually been able to do is leverage this to actually increase and expand my business offline as well. So I think it's kind of cool because you'll see that a lot of people, they just have their online business and they have that component and it works really well for them. And other people, they use it to leverage different things and different opportunities that they're doing. So I wanted to mention that because the opportunities are endless when it comes to what you can do with this business. So, you know, I started my business online and I've been able to build that, but then also I've also have an offline component where now I'm working with entrepreneurs in my local community, and I've been able to create a brand that's like simultaneous with that. So it's been really, really cool and really exciting. And if it wasn't for the training and the community and the tribe here, I don't know if I would have been able to get into that, have the confidence to like put myself out there, and even just the actual expertise and the skills. Because there are some skills involved, which anyone can learn. But if you don't know the language, you don't know anything about the skills, it's a little bit hard to like walk into a room of marketing experts or of entrepreneurs and have a clue of what's going on. Like you just don't. So yeah, it's been quite life changing. So now I work like I'm fully self-employed. I work from home. You know, I do facilitate some workshops here in Brisbane and in the Gold Coast. But most of the time I'm just at home working, and it's just so amazing having this flexibility, and like I'm just so grateful to have both a community offline and this tribe online, because any problem I have, anything that's like, you know, I'm not sure about, I can go and I can just, you know, get advice, get motivation, all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty awesome. That's all I have to say.
Love it, Hannah. Thanks so much for sharing. I mean, it's cool because it's cool to know your story about getting started, and like it's kind of strange to imagine because now, like knowing like you didn't have that background in entrepreneurship, but now I see you as like this very strong entrepreneur, and you're doing all these things that are, I guess, very drastically different from what you were doing before. So it's incredible how much can change, right? And how much your life can change when you start something and you make that decision, right? So it's really fantastic. Very cool. Very happy for you. And Dave, are you able to come out?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Fantastic. Funny saying that, because when I first started with this tribe, I had technical difficulties for like 3 weeks. I couldn't be heard. I was lucky to be seen. But that's part of what's amazing about having a tribe like this. Understand, I got into network marketing probably 1994. Failed at it for 5 different companies, got fed up with the whole industry, but I was having trouble at work. And I was thinking, oh no, I'm going to have a plan B again. So that's okay, because I've always thought that plan B was always a better way to go. And I knew that someday I would figure out how I would make that happen. And then I had this vision that, you know what, forget offline marketing, forget going after your warm market. Let's dig into the internet. There's endless market in there. There's billions of people in the world. Why not reach them through the internet? So I was looking, and I actually saw Cat and Romeo's Facebook ad, and it was very, very intriguing. I wasn't having the trouble that I'm talking about at work at the time, but it was approaching that. So I I knew I'd be intrigued by it, so I kind of saved it and put it away, so I could just, if anything changed, I could take a look at it. And sure enough, that time came around, and that's what happened. And once I looked at that ad, I spent all night and the next day not only going through the marketing that they were putting me through to explain how it works, but I was figuring out how it works on me, and so it can work on other people too. And the bottom line is, this is brand new to me. I'm a registered nurse. I work with kids. Some layperson might think that what I do for a living is I wipe butts, and I do. But my point is, the internet and marketing is completely foreign to me. So when you're diving into something that's brand new, there's nothing like finding a community that can support you and just guided you through some scary times in your life. And I just recently had a breakthrough, and I couldn't have gone to that point if I didn't have this tribe. I'm sorry. um, guys, just if this resonates with you like it did with me, you found the right place, found the right family, you found the right support group. Just click, join, and just do it. That's all I got to say.
We love you,
We
Dave.
love you, Dave.
Yes, thank you so much, Dave. You know, it's been incredible. Thank you so much for sharing your story. It's so powerful, your story, because I know, like, I've seen you transform, like, literally transform, because you know, I love that your story, you're coming from the point where, like, you weren't online, you weren't doing anything really online, and you faced a lot of technical issues, like no joke, like, you couldn't get on the Hangout, then you couldn't get on the video, then you couldn't get on the audio, and the thing is that your persistence continued to, you know, get you through that, and at the same time, I think, you know, us being able to do this together in a group is what allowed you to kind of also continue that, because I know, too, like, trying to do anything like that alone, I probably would just stop, right? I would stop. I wouldn't even, like, who would I even ask? Like, who would I even go to, right? And so I think it's so important that that you shared that, and seeing your transformation so much in the tribe, like, is just, it's really amazing. And this is why, like, you know, we're talking about business. There's bugs on me. We're talking about business here. We're talking about Empower Network. We're talking about building your business. But really, you know, underlying all of this, like, you guys can probably see this, right? We are here to support each other. And really, I believe that that support that we have for each other, this community where it's safe, to come to, where it's safe to ask questions, where it's safe to connect with real people, right, from all over the world, that are really truly going for what they want, like really truly going for their dreams, is a very different place to be. It's like this different environment. And, you know, for years I wanted that. I wanted, you know, I was this crazy dreamer, and people told me I was crazy. People said, you know, like, why do you want to do those things? Like, yeah, like, you want to travel all the time? You just get real, right? Like, get serious about your life. And Romeo's smiling. You see his smile because it's so true. And that's all we heard.
Family. It's like
they love you, like they love us, but not everyone can understand, right? And so I didn't even understand what it was like to have this community of people that would say, you know, instead of saying, you know, why would you do that, kind of almost trying to pull you back into this other life. It's a totally different feeling when you have someone reaching out and saying, come on, you know, when you share your dream with someone and they're like, of course you can do that. Totally different feeling, totally different shift. Right? It's like when you have someone tell you, you know, come on, of course you can do it. Like, you can share the craziest dream you have and everyone will support you. It's like this amazing thing. And when we kind of discovered this, our life changed. Our life completely changed, because it's different when you're in a group of people that are positive, that are supportive, that are encouraging, that are doing what you want to do, that are going for their dreams. Like, we all have different dreams, but being on this dream path together and helping each other along the way, because there will be challenges and obstacles for sure, I can guarantee you that, but being able to do that in a group is what allows everyone to be able to succeed together, right? Being able to do that. And that's really, truly why we do what we do. Like, I absolutely love being able to work with these people and being able to mastermind together, being able to work together. This is my passion, and this is actually a purpose I discovered along the way. And that's actually that's the amazing part about the journey. You actually discover these dreams that are even bigger inside, that you're not even aware of. Like, you know, we wanted to travel, we wanted to do these things, live in Costa Rica, all these things, right? And we did that, but then I began to see that there's a bigger purpose here, right? There's a bigger passion within me to be able to work with people, to be able to grow, and that's what we got here. So, you know, really, like, I believe the gem in this is the community. The entry point is Empower Network and these amazing products and this amazing blog, but it's like this stepping stone of providing you a platform to share your message, to discover your purpose, and to share that, and to be able to do that in this community. Like, it's absolutely amazing to me, and I feel blessed every day to be able to do this. So, you know, from there, I always talk more than Romeo, as you can see.
No, I'm kind of used to it now. I kind of like zone out because I actually like listening to you.
Yeah, he said he likes the sound of my voice.
I kind of fall asleep sometimes.
I don't know, always know if he listens. But so thank you guys so much for coming on. Really appreciate you. Dave, thank you so much for sharing. Hannah, Rochelle, and Brandon, we love you guys, and we're so blessed to work with you. And to those of you watching, you know, this is really, you know, we're very super almost protective of this tribe. And so if you're watching this, I really believe you're watching this for a reason, and probably because you're ready for that change, right? You're ready for that change. Resolution, no resolution, it doesn't even matter at this point. If you're ready for the change, just get started. You can connect with whoever brought you to this hangout, right? You can reach out to them. You can get started with the blog, and then as soon as you do, you're literally going to get you know, plugged in with the community, and you're going to get to see this firsthand, how amazing it is. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic night, and see you on the other side. And as we say here in Costa Rica, Pura Vida.
Pura Vida, guys.
Well,
Thank you.